I'm going to say sauce, no. Coffee, no. Tea, water, no. I don't care if it's got a lemon, a straw, ice, plastic cup, whatever the it is.
Juice,
just
milk,
take out a hose
orange
and just
juice.
start feeding people. Yes. Restaurant Punk, what's up? Restaurant Punk.
What's up? What's going on?
What's up, Nick? What's up, Pete?
Guys episode.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
What you got? What do you
That's
think?
a lot of energy.
I'm on fire
How much
today.
coffee did you have?
A lot. A lot.
When you're in Greece, do you drink coffee? Like, how many coffees would
All
you
right.
say you drink a week?
A week?
A day. I'm sorry. a day.
I'll just start off with the first 3 hours of my day.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I do when I wake up is make a pot, not a pot of coffee.
Well, wait. Now,
Do you make-
Greek coffee?
No, black coffee.
Really?
I bought the American filter coffee
Oh,
thing.
so you're not cooking it on
Interesting.
No, they actually sell the ground American.
I've never had one in Greece.
Oh yeah, I even bought a Maxwell House one.
the...
Yeah. So I don't even measure. I just pour the thing with the filter. I make the coffee, and I start off. It's probably about 3 cups of coffee, black coffee. All right, and then I graduate to Greek iced coffee, frappe.
All right.
Frappe. So 3 black coffees, iced frappe. From iced frappe, I go to a Monster in Greece.
Really?
Because now you can find a Monster in Greece. So the first 3 hours of my day consists of a pot of coffee, a Greek frappe,
Interesting.
iced coffee, and then the Greek coffee, like the heavy Greek coffee, or actually fact check, it's Turkish coffee technically,
Turkish
right?
coffee.
Brown
Yes.
fry, yeah.
I have one every day now. I make it every morning.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? I don't know. I like my coffee hot. I like the refills. I like to keep going. It just gets me going. And by the time I wake up 3 hours later, 3 hours after my eyes physically open, it takes me about 3 hours to wake up. You're the same way, right?
I am.
That's got to be like a family
am.
gene thing. I don't know
There's
what it
something
is.
with it. We're messed up.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk to anybody
Something's wrong
for
with
the first
us.
3 hours. I just want to sit there. And Jeff Bezos said it best. I like my mornings to myself. What do you do? He's like, I just like to putter around. So that means we do the same thing that Jeff Bezos
So we're
does.
basically Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
Yeah, like, who the-
basically.
Who the wakes up and like, oh, you know what I got to do? I got to make my bed. Like, get the out of here.
All right. You know what?
Who the makes their bed?
I do if I know we have company coming over.
Why?
and
They coming into your bedroom?
And they might come into the bedroom.
What the is company going to come into your bedroom for?
Because they want to use, I don't know, makeup remover from Noel.
Oh,
or
for
something. I don't know.
Come on.
But you know
make my
what?
bed.
Speaking of coffee, it kind of transitions into a topic I have.
Okay.
Upcharging. How do you guys feel about upcharging
Like for what?
for anything
For
when it
making my
comes
bed.
down to refills for sodas or refills for ketchup or extra honey mustard or dressings or extra cream cheese or every place that you go where they're like, that'll be a 25-cent charge or a 50-cent charge.
I feel
or
like it
the
really
charge.
depends. I feel like it really depends on your industry and like where you are and what it is that you're trying to maximize. Like I know on the boardwalk, that's like upcharge like city.
They upcharge everything.
Up there, yeah.
Can I get some extra cheese on the side with my fries? Yeah, $2.
Now up there we were pretty bad with the upcharging. Like if you get a cheeseburger,
Yeah.
let's say like the cheeseburgers are small, so that's like $3 off the bat. Now I want lettuce $1, tomato $1.
No, come on.
They're like bad.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it
over
called
there.
when your dick disappears and it looks like a vagina? What's that called? Is there
I
a
have
word
no
for that?
idea.
There's got to be a word for that somewhere in Urban Dictionary.
Fact check.
That's what that does to me. But you said
It's
it's on the
like-
boardwalk, and maybe people aren't.
You know, it's just, I guess it's just a completely different mentality over there with the
It's
boardwalk.
crazy.
And it's just even different types of cheese, like for different sandwiches and different things. Like American might be $1.25. Now you want provolone, that might be like $2.25.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I never thought it. I never knew that.
But would you say that happens when there's an order from more than one person, or does it? You know what I mean? Because when you make an order for like 5-6 people, things can get lost in the mix. And do you actually inform the people of the upcharge when you upcharge?
Yeah. So that's what every counter server is supposed to do that. Like, so they say, I want this, and this. Be like, guys, just let you know it is like an extra charge.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, how much is it? And then it'll depend on the item that you add to it.
People ever get vocal about that?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
This is, you can either have it or you
You
don't have
can,
to have
yeah,
it.
that's
Right,
it.
That's it. Yeah. All
Well-
sales are final. No refunds, returns, or exchanges. We posted at the front
Yeah.
of every register. Sorry.
Speaking of
That's
the
crazy.
boardwalk, Nick, I did witness something on the boardwalk that has scarred me for life.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody asked for a cup of water.
Yeah.
The gentleman at the counter gave them the water
Mm-hmm.
and said that'll be $1. And she said, I just wanted a cup of water.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, the plastic cup costs money. The ice costs money. The water costs money. The straw costs money. And I put a lemon for you and it costs money. This is not free. And I'm still
That's insane.
shocked.
I understand that, and I understand the level of shock that like some people might have in regards to seeing that. But in boardwalk defense, so you have a group of people, right? They come up. Let me get a cup of water. Okay, you give them the cup. Oh, let me get a cup. Let me get a cup. The next thing you know, you have like 10 people in a group that just came through. They got cups of water. They held up your time. They held up your counter, and then they didn't buy anything. They've used your shit, and then they're out. It's a different level of.
So we're
it's a
talking
different
boardwalk,
level of
though.
it's that boardwalk. Yeah, boardwalk
Yeah.
is a different level of people.
Yeah.
And different level of environment.
For any
you
for
have
any of
to-
our full service restaurateurs out there or bar owners,
Right.
would you say the same thing and co-sign that?
To do what?
To do about the water thing, like you said, somebody asked if they're holding up the line. So we're talking more about QSR, because in a QSR, people are coming to the counter, ordering, and taking it with them.
Well, I think that's one of the things that
Again,
stuck out of
and
my
it's
head
the-
because if you go to a populated area and you go to, I don't know, McDonald's, right? You'll see a little sign that says all sauces, 25 cents or 50 cents for every sauce that you want to get.
Right.
But if you go to like a local one, they're just
You're
like,
not
oh,
gonna
here,
see
take
it.
it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because it has to do with like the volume of people that are around, and then the more volume too, you have like a complete demographic change as well. So you have people that are like take advantage more of things that are just being given out. Sometimes people just want to be dicks and they just come through for the fun of
Well,
it.
there's a lot of places too.
So-
They do the charge for each Pepsi you get
Right.
at a restaurant. You
To
get-
me, that's a topic on its own, and I'd like to touch on that topic for refills because
Okay.
that's a big one.
yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say Mickey D's Hamburglar, they charge extra for sauces?
Yeah, I specifically remember
that's not true.
No, when I was driving up to pick you up from the airport, I went into one of the rest areas on the highway,
yeah.
and they had a Burger King, and there was a sign at the Burger King.
Right.
Any sauces are, I believe it was 25 cents per sauce.
That's a rest area one. They're usually upcharge an extra 30% there. I feel like they're the rest area fast food chains are not part of the cool kids.
They're like
food chains.
30% more expensive for everything.
Yeah, but you just said they charge for sauce. There's no way.
I mean, we
I
used to
saw a
charge for
sign,
sauce
a
on the
posted
boardwalk.
sign.
I don't think corporate knows about that. They can't.
Well,
They
I've seen it at.
Wait, you said Burger King charges? You
was
said
a
Mickey D's. It
I
wasn't
said Mickey D's,
Don't
too.
say Mickey D's.
No,
you've never
McDonald's.
seen it at Mickey D's.
I have. When you go to the
Bullshit.
drive-through at the
Bullshit.
window when you pull up,
I mean,
it's
Pete, now you're
taped
just making shit
to
up.
the window.
I mean,
Has
if you-
nobody else seen
even
it?
if you go-
Anybody in the background? Have you guys ever seen
No,
it?
even if you go local.
Okay, no
to,
one's
like,
in
a
the
local
background.
drive-through, you get like you can get one sauce they give you, and then you want the second sauce, then you pay like 10 cents or something.
You know where I'm going after here.
Yeah, try it.
No,
Go try
we're
it.
You know
Try
what?
it.
I'm gonna get a 20 piece, and they're gonna say, "What kind of sauce do you want?" And I'm gonna say barbecue.
Well, the level of sauce that you can get goes up with the more that you order.
So how many sauces do I get with my 20 piece?
I don't know. Maybe
I
you
feel
get
like
two.
I feel like I
I'm
get
sure.
two.
I'm sure everything has a standardized amount of sauces you get with it. But if you want extra,
allocated
I'm a
sauce,
fiend for condiments on the side. I love dipping shit into
Other
condiments.
stuff. Yeah, sure.
Honey mustard, buffalo, barbecue, blue cheese. Like I love condiments.
Yeah, but does it take away from the joy if you're paying extra for it? Don't you get a little pissy about that? To me, it takes away from the.
You know what? If they didn't tell me and they just charged me, I don't think I would notice 25
wouldn't
cent
notice. You
increase.
wouldn't notice.
But once they say it, I'm like, really? It kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Right.
And I'm just saying that on fast food chains, but I know of restaurants that charge full price for a refill of soda. I know a local place in the actual town I live that charges every time you get a Coke or Pepsi or whatever. Every
That's a
refill.
big one.
And it's a big restaurant.
Right, that's a big one though. How do you feel about refills on sodas?
At any of my restaurant, you can have the refill. You bought the soda, you can get the refill.
agreed.
It's a different kind of atmosphere, and it's a different kind of environment. It's a different kind of clientele and a different style of service
Yeah.
that I'm trying to provide for my guests.
So so you're cool with that with sodas. Obviously coffee refills,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about tea?
Like a hot tea?
Yeah.
Just take it.
Free
another
refills
tea.
with the bags.
Take another.
Yeah,
tea.
I see a lot of that at other places too. Every time you use a different
Right.
bag, you get charged the full amount.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
It's like a lot of those little things, and it's not a standardized thing.
I would put tea in a different category as coffee and soft drinks. Yeah, because it's a physical tea bag, right?
You're opening up another tea bag.
Like when we buy tea, the specialty teas, it's 15 to a box.
Yeah.
I would rather raise the price of tea $1 and let them have another like
I'm not
take.
disagreeing. I'm
know
just
what I
saying
mean?
maybe there's a different category when it comes to refills on teas as opposed to coffee, because I feel like you make a big ass pot of coffee, you're just refilling it. It's just standard. I don't know anybody that recharges for coffees, but we're charging twice for 2 cappuccinos, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Cappuccinos and
Oh,
espressos.
now absolutely. Why? Because we're using
Yeah.
espresso pots? Like, I don't know. What's the common sense
Well, there's more
assumption
work
that
in it too. There's,
More work in
you're
what?
grinding the beans,
Hit the
you're using
button?
the machine.
we're not
Well,
we're not in Milan sitting there at the cafe working the machines. I just recently learned that at Starbucks, if you get a black coffee, which I drink black coffee, and you get it in a to-go cup and you sit there and drink it and you go back up to the counter, you get a free refill. I did not know that. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
You're welcome. Everybody out there. True story. And if not, call 1-800-STARBUCK. Wait, is that 8 letters? Anyways, every Starbucks should be doing this. Right. But I thought it was great. Do I take advantage of it? No. But if I happen to be there, I'll ask for an extra half cup.
Yeah.
But they're not giving out free
That's
refills.
interesting.
Which leads me to another one, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about Boardwalk, right?
Yes.
I had a question about the Boardwalk, but I'm going to say at our full service restaurants, let's say we charge $3 for a cup of coffee and they get 8 refills. They get charged for 1 coffee.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. A lot of people come and get a to-go cup, a 12-ounce cup of coffee, and it costs $3 for the takeout coffee, and they take it with them. If they come back and get another one, we're charging them, correct? Why? Because they're getting another plastic cup in the lid? Has anybody ever come back into the restaurants and said, hey, can I get a refill on this coffee that I bought 20 minutes ago? For me, in 22 years, I don't even think once. Never, right?
Yeah.
They just
Can't
take the
think
coffee
of
to
a
go.
single time.
Would
And
you recharge them for that coffee?
No, and you know what? When I used to serve back in the day at the beachfront restaurant, and I would work morning shifts the year before YB opened, when people were leaving, I'm like, do you want me to pour you a cup of coffee and a to-go cup to take?
Yeah.
And I would always offer it to them, and I would never charge anybody for that. But that's something I used to always ask for when I went out and had breakfast and I was leaving. I'm like, can I get this in a to-go cup?
Right.
And sometimes they would either just bring the to-go cup, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
But, so I learned from that, and I would pour people a fresh cup to take on their way with them because, and I would say 80% of the people were like, absolutely.
Right.
But I wouldn't charge them.
Well, look, not to mock every Greek out there, old school, that came off the boat, but this is a business. We got to make money. You're not making money. You're giving away things for free. You have to make money. Why are we in this business? To make money. And that's just in my head over and over and over again. And yeah, I get it. But if you're looking at building a brand or building a business for longevity, this is where I get into an argument with some people on the boardwalk. I think you just get used to, the people are going to be here anyway. Maybe our pizza's better. Maybe it's not. Maybe our food's better. Maybe it's not. Maybe our prices are better. Maybe not. But who gives a shit? There's 1 million people passing through there a week, 100,000 a day.
Well, again,
you know what I mean?
The boardwalk is a little different than off the boardwalk. It really is a completely different environment. And like if you had a regular restaurant and then you wanted to transition over to the boardwalk, I don't think you would survive.
What has been the success rate of somebody coming onto the boardwalk and doing something different?
It's not great.
It's not great, right?
No.
It just doesn't work. So you have to go with the flow, work with what you got.
I mean, I do see some new ideas, but usually they fall within the same kind of like the same structure. Does that make sense? Or like there's a formula that they're kind of following.
Right.
They follow like the same kind of formula. But I don't really see anything like brand new. And the longevity of that never really.
It's too much risk.
It
Unless you
doesn't
get a
say.
crazy, great deal.
Well, look,
and
when
you
you're
can-
on the boardwalk in a prime location, you're paying a premium for the space that you're in. And you're going to make your money over, 3-4 months. So
Right.
you really need to get those people to come over to you. And if you're doing something different, it's tough.
Like I said, it's completely different. It's a completely different animal up there, boardwalk versus restaurant, like off the boardwalk.
Now, being in both situations, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a boardwalk? Do you prefer?
Personally, I prefer restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, but each one has its own just little thing that's completely different.
Okay.
Like there is like that feeling that I do kind of miss, where it's just like mobs and masses of people, and it's like that energy that you get from that. Like I really like that about the boardwalk. But in terms of like the restaurants, like the style that we have, I enjoy that kind of more personalized guest interaction. I enjoy
Agreed.
that
Yeah.
attention to like the details and trying to make those small things mean something. That's what I enjoy there. When you're doing the quick service board, there's no time to think about, whether or not
You just do it right, get it out. Do it right, get it out.
Yeah. Completely different environment, but it's its own different feeling.
I think I'm the only one out of the three of us that hasn't spent time in the boardwalk. You spent time on the boardwalk.
I was ringing
Obviously
the
you
bell, and there was the siren there, and you
yeah.
scream at people, and I'm like,
oh, I know where you are.
oh yeah, you know exactly where I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the original topic was.
How do you feel about upcharging for condiments, drinks,
So
etc.?
we're all in agreement on condiments. We are not charging extra. What are we charging extra for? Do we agree on anything to charge extra for? Cappuccinos, yes.
Yeah, cappuccino.
Okay, any
espressos.
specialty coffees we're good with.
Yeah.
Sauces, are we on the fence? I mean, if somebody asks for extra honey mustard, we're not charging for them. Should
Not
people be
at
charging for them?
Our restaurants.
We don't do it, but is
No.
it common sense that, anybody across the U.S.
I
And
feel
then
like
again,
if I
would
was
say
doing-
it depends on your location, it depends on your demographic, and it
Yeah.
depends
If
on
I had
the
a
type of
cheesesteak
business that
joint
you're
and I
doing.
was doing $5 million a year and condiments, I would be like, okay, am I spending $100,000 a year going out the door for giving people extra sauces, extra cheese, extra mustard, extra?
Well, here's the genius of it. So if somebody orders a side of, let's say, tzatziki or hummus in the restaurant, a side of it,
A side.
right?
A little
a side is a side.
souffle.
Side is
No,
a
no,
side.
no, like a side,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
a side dish,
Oh,
not a
okay.
ramekin,
Yeah.
not like a. And they order a side of tzatziki or they order a side of hummus, right?
Yeah.
And then they say, "Can I have a little bit more?" Usually, you would say no, right? But if they ordered a gyro or a souvlaki that had tzatziki in it, and they asked for extra tzatziki, we're not charging for it, correct?
Correct.
So really, I mean, they're asking for the same thing, but in two different realms.
Right.
So I don't know. I think all of this is up for discussion, but I'm still upcharging.
Upcharging.
Upcharging. Okay. I'm going to say sauce, no. Coffee, no. Tea, water, no. I don't care if it's got a lemon, a straw, ice, plastic cup, whatever the it
Apple
is.
juice,
Just
milk,
take out a hose and
orange
just start
juice.
feeding people. Yes. Right?
Yes.
All right, deal. So Restaurant Punk's advice is we don't know yet. Okay. I'm Yianni. Nick.
The Pete.
The Pete.
The Pete.
Out.
Interesting.
Yeah, we started
Boardwalk, man. There's upcharges. But I can definitely see that. That's wild.
I think
When you said $1 for $1.25 for American cheese, I was like, wow.
What you got? What do you want?